What's going on, everyone? Gilman with Lavalti back with our daily Apple update video where we take a look at how Apple stock traded today, some key support and resistance levels to look out for, and what the future for the stock could look like. So real quick, if you enjoyed these videos, hit that like button, subscribe to my channel. I try to do these videos on a daily basis, and comment down below if you were in Apple or what you think the future of Apple could look like. So wasting no time, there wasn't too much action today, but let's get right into it. I'll hit the one-day chart, and what we see here is we're down about 32 cents for the day, which is 0.28%. So not, a crazy day overall, but also not a great day overall. So let's compare that to the NASDAQ. The NASDAQ is down 1.37%. The Dow was up 270 points, which is 0.93%, and then the S&P was barely red. It was down 0.14%. So we've got a mixed case of stocks here, right? We've got the SPY, basically kind of flat, right? Not really doing a whole lot of anything. We've got the NASDAQ, which was down a little bit, and then the Dow, which was up a little bit. So essentially what we're seeing is kind of people taking money from tech that had sort of grown over the course of the pandemic and putting it into kind of other stocks and places that initially were doing poorly, right? But with the vaccine news have become sort of attractive at the prices they're currently at, including but not limited to airlines, cruises, hotels, pretty much anything that was impacted by COVID that could not recover as much as, or rally as much as tech stocks did. So let's take a look at Apple stock here, right? We started high 115s, right? We pushed up. This was a pretty good push. And remember the channels, the vertical lines the horizontal lines that I've drawn as we talk about sort of where the stock trades and in what channel. So we went up, barely broke it above. If you guys remember from yesterday, I wanted to kind of talk about, I want to see it hold. Once it breaks through, I want to see it hold it for a little bit. What does it do after it breaks through? Does it go right back down and test it? If it tests it, does that test hold? Or do we go right through? As we see here, we went right through, pushed back up, couldn't quite make it, went back down, bounced off the VWAP, which is a good sign, but we went back up, we got rejected. Then we did a kind of a similar bounce off VWAP, went up, this time didn't even make it to the 117 range, and then we went down, came back up again couldn't make it, and then after that we fell hard. I don't say that to just say that. I say that to say bouncing off the VWAP is a good thing, but not being able to break through that 117 or make a push towards it is a bad thing. That's kind of what I was watching out for. And then we fell. We've dropped all the way to 114.13. It's a huge drop, right? $3 in an hour or so. But from that point on, we did pretty well. Came up, broke VWAP, went under. The second time we broke VWAP. And then if you see for the rest of the day, we were kind of trading in this pretty narrow range between 116 and 117. So we broke below, came above, below, bouncing off of this kind of 116, high 115s level, barely breaking the 117 level every time, and then coming down, going up, coming down, going up. And so what was happening here is our range was sort of decreasing, right? So if you see here, we were making lower highs, and we were also kind of making lower lows. So what it was doing is it was trading in a tighter spot. And so what that typically means is the stock is looking to get out one way or the other. And that's something to look out for. So it's either going to break out into the highs, right, after making this lower high. Maybe the next time it comes, it breaks through and it goes up. Or as it actually happened in this case, right, it made a lower low, right? So here we're making lower highs, here we're making lower lows. Here we're making higher lows, and then we end up making a lower low, and then we push down into the close. We're up slightly after hours, but as I've always said, that sort of varies. So what levels are we looking out for? Well, so we've got this 117 level here. It's marked at 116.99, but it's 117, a little bit over 117, right, as we've seen as sort of the resistance point. 119, and then if we make it up to 120.150, that would be a point to watch out for as well. I'm not going to tell you, I think it's going to go to 120.150 tomorrow, because I don't think anyone can really truly say that. What I can tell you though is, hey, if we push up tomorrow and we can recapture the 117s, we can hold the 117s, and it can act as support rather than resistance, then I'd like to see a push towards 119. We do have a lot of support down there as well. Let me go to the daily chart real quick and we can sort of see that. So let me zoom in, and what we see is, you know, kind of breaking trend the last 2 days. We were making this higher high, we were making these nice green candles. We're kind of pushing back down just a little bit, but I still want to kind of give it another day or two before saying we're in a downtrending pattern. So we've got good support at the 113s, as we've talked about. We've also got support kind of where we ended the day, but a little bit below in the mid 115s. So low to mid 115s, 115.57, 115.35, and 115.19. Kind of that range, right? Since it's 3 different EMAs, should hold as good support unless we see a lot of weakness or selling off. And then we've got the 55 EMA all the way down at 113, and then the 89 all the way down at 109.60 if we drop that much. And then taking a look at the moving averages line, what we see is we've got both of them at 115.66, which should also hold, kind of holds to the point of low to mid 115s holding as good support. And then we've got, you know, let's get rid of the indicators. What we've got is today's low point, right, of 114.13 holding as support, because we did drop all the way down to 114s today. So if the 115s don't hold like they did today, then the 114.13, kind of yesterday's low, would be the next point to knock out for the stock if it falls that much. And then the next point would be the 113s. What we've seen recently, yesterday and today, is weakness into the close, right? So we saw a huge sell-off yesterday. We saw a decent sell-off today, from the one kind of where it was touching the 117s all the way down to high 115s. So that's something to look out for as well if you're kind of trading. So overall, not a great day for the market, or not for the market. For the Dow, it was fine, but for Apple, you know, not a great day. Also not a terrible day. I think Apple needs to kind of figure out where it's headed in the next few days, whether it breaks 117, pushes towards 119, or whether it tests that 113 support. I don't know which one it's going to do, right? There's no catalyst. We did have the Apple event today with the Macs. They unveiled, I think, an MacBook Air, MacBook Pro, and Mac Mini, all with their new M1 chip. So now they're making their own processor chip, which is you know, good for Apple, because it gives them more kind of power over their you know, laptop line. But at the same time, you know, we'll kind of see how that goes. Not really a huge catalyst, as we could tell. No one was really like looking forward to it as much as the iPhone event, but that's because they're iPhones and people upgrade them more often. But yeah, that's all I had for you guys. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, subscribe to my channel if you are new, and I'll see you guys tomorrow for the daily Apple update video. And yeah, comment down below if you want to see anything else. And yeah, let's remember to be a bit better every single day. And until next time.